Bounties. Here's a bounty from Wisconsin here. It's a state statute. $10 if you shot a wolf or a coyote between March 1st and September 1st. A mature wolf or coyote anytime, $20. Back then, that was a lot of money. So, at that time, our perspective on wolves was something totally different. Here's a naturalist or a zoologist that says, of all the wild creatures of North America, none are more despicable than wolves. There is no depth of meanness, treachery, or cruelty to which they will not cheerfully descend. This is a zoologist talking. What about this? You know what? Today's kids, when I speak in the schools today, they don't know this story. Yes, great. They live with wolves today. This story started in 6th row into Wisconsin and into Michigan. And we have the Mexican gray down here. And we have a tiny one over. Sorry, I don't have a pointer. Tiny one over here is the redwood, which is pretty much basically all a captive animal. Very genetically not diverse. So, how about this interesting picture? Lake Superior. Does it look like a wolf? A little side note. So, you know, I guess I want to focus on the Great Lakes wolves right now and how difficult it is to look at management here. Minnesota is 20. These numbers may be adjusted a little bit. This is the latest number as of a month ago. 2,900 wolves in Minnesota. Actually, that population is starting to decrease. They're not hunted. They're starting to kind of control themselves and decrease the number. In Wisconsin, we're growing. 800 or so wolves. That's the latest count. Michigan, growing, 684. And if you look at policies in these areas, we have Canada, also a healthy population, not protected. And then they're all federally endangered in the United States, but state threatened. Lots of challenges here. A little history of the Endangered Species Act in Wisconsin. They start to be delisted, then they're off. They start to be delisted, then they're off. In the last few years, 2007, they were the final rule. They delisted them in the Great Lakes. 2008, went to court, lost, back on the Endangered Species Act. 2009, delisted, protected again. We are going flip-flop, back and forth, back and forth. Now, say you're a farmer that one day he's got some tools, and the next day he doesn't. The next year he does, the next year. People are so fed up of this back and forth stuff. And the DNR's perspective is to delist the wolf from the Endangered Species Act. This would allow them to have some management opportunities or practices. Wolves that are getting down into the southern part of the state are going to run into problems because the habitat's not there. So maybe they can have a little management opportunities there. Under the Endangered Species Act, we have none. So interesting little article here from Sigurd Olsen. It is slowly dawning upon us that the solutions of the world's problems are to be found in the fields of social attitudes, human values, the spiritual fields of ideals, character and culture, and not in the immediate practical considerations of scientific progress. Meaning that it's here, not here. So, I just want to leave you with that. I need a volunteer kid from the audience. How about you, young man? Right there, come on. And who else? How about you? All right, come on over here. So, all right, you can stand right. So, how big are these things? Let's look at it. This is a wolf. I want you to hold the nose of that. And I want you to come back here and hold right there. This is a wolf, 6.5 feet long. It's the longest tip of the nose, tip of the tail. I know some of you that's hard to imagine. You want to hold that?
That's as big as
6.5 feet long. The tanning process shrinks it a little bit. That is a long critter. Bring it down a little bit. These guys got it right on up 34 inches to the shoulder. Long-legged thing. Long-legged creature. In comparison, our coyote, same color, but much smaller. Short legs. Thank you guys. Oh, man, look at that. You ever touched the wolf before? Wow. You can go sit down. Good job. So these things are big. They are a big predator on the landscape. Their color does vary a little bit. We even have black wolves. Where I live, I know of several packs that are black. And we have about 3% in the Great Lakes that are black. They look different at different times of the year. Right now, just like your dogs, they're shedding their fur, their hair, and so they look thin and patchy. The deer even look poor right now because they're shedding their hair. There's a little parasite called mange that is affecting some of our wolves. Basically scratch all their hair off. And this picture over here is the big leg pack over by me, and it's very thin. The tail's kind of scrawny. That's effective mange. So if you see a wolf, first thing I do is I look for the legs. And usually they walk in a majestic, kind of long-legged manner. Versus that coyote. That coyote, like the cartoon, Wile E. Coyote, right? He's always in trouble. He scurries around like he's in trouble. Short-legged. Those long hairs, our guard hairs, those are helping that animal air in the winter time, which helps them stay warm. Their feet and their skull. Their feet are ginormous. And I have a couple displays out here where you can put your hand right next to it, right? They are huge. 4 inches by 3 3/4. This is a plaster cast of a wolf track. And by the way, all of these things, you can touch them after the presentation and pick them up and look at it. They are ginormous.